Hi everyone, I'm Shelly from There's No Place Like Home at redheadmom8.wordpress.com. Today I'm bringing you another edition of my Question Everything series. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about something that I never even knew existed, fake ruins. And one thing that I do want to say about this series is that it is not my objective to give you answers in this series. My objective in this series is to just encourage you to ask questions. When we're growing up as kids, we're often told there are no such thing as stupid questions. There are only stupid answers. But yet, when we become adults, that really isn't the case. And a lot of times, if we ask things that people don't want us to ask, they do make us sound like we're stupid for asking them. And that's my point of this, is that it is okay to ask questions. So the way that I came about this was about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. My husband and I had some of our kids at a place that we always visited as kids and even as adults. It was one of our favorite places before we moved, and it's Lehigh Parkway. And what you're seeing here is this is actually a ruin that is left over in Lehigh Parkway. And so when I was a kid, I was always walking through Lehigh Parkway with my parents. This is the side of what I later found out was a lime kiln. That was actually one of the things that I was looking up. These are some more of the ruins that are there. And so I started looking up what all of these things were. As a kid, I didn't really care, but as an adult, and the more that I become enamored with history, the more I wanted to know what all this stuff is. This is actually in one of the archways of what I found out is a lime kiln. That's the lime kiln itself. That's the biggest one that they have there. And this is just another one of the ruins that I was trying to figure out what it was. And so as you can see, this is just a few of the pictures that they have here. This is not pictures, relics, ruins that they have at Lehigh Parkway. This is another lime kiln, and that's just another picture of that. But anyway, so I wanted to know what are all of these ruins that we see there, because they're throughout the entire park. And now Lehigh Parkway is pretty big, and so you can see that it's woods back here, and that's what it is. It's a lot of wooded areas, a lot of like nature trails, bike trails. And if you would look up behind this, there are all sorts of what look like ruined walls that are really, really old. So I decided that I was just going to find out what all this stuff was, and I came across this article, and it just tells you a little bit about what Lehigh Parkway is, and just about how the Lenni Lenape Indians used to live there, and how it used to be before it became Lehigh Parkway. It was a hard scrabble farm, and then I came to this. Frank Mayan drew up a design plan for Trexler that took advantage of the creek bed's topography, creating the paths, walkways, sweeping vistas, and shady nooks that impress all that use them today. He also created concepts for follies or imitation ruins using the stone that had been left behind by the former railroad projects. So did you see that? He created concepts for follies or imitation ruins. I saw that and I thought to myself, imitation ruins? Why would anybody feel the need to create imitation ruins? Now, when these ruins were supposedly built was in the 1930s. So, you're coming off of the Great Depression, if not still going through it. And apparently they used all these extra stones that they had left over from the railroad to build fake ruins all over Lehigh Parkway. I can't for the life of me understand why they couldn't have found a different use to put these things to. Especially, during that time, there were probably a lot of people who were in need who could have used the stones for different things. But instead, they chose to put up imitation ruins. And I don't know, I'm not saying that's not what they are, but I just find the whole thing to be very curious. And so I wanted to learn more about fake ruins and see if this was just one of those things that someone kind of did on a whim and that no one else does it. Well, no, fake ruins are actually a thing. If you search fake ruins, it's the trendy fake ruins of 18th century Europe, artificial ruins on Wikipedia, folly ruins in gardens, romantic fake ruins. And if you actually go on images, you'll see them like everywhere, like the trendy fake ruins of 18th century Europe. And so as you can see from these pictures, these aren't, now I'm not up close to that. I'm just looking at it on a picture, but this isn't some like cheap imitation. This is like going full out on these ruins. And so it really makes you wonder, how do you know what's real and what's not? And I understand that a lot of times these fake ruins are going to have some sort of record, like they did for Lehigh Parkway, stating that they were putting these up as imitation ruins. But what about, those people who don't create records for these imitation ruins that they have? Or are there ever times that we're told that ruins are imitation ruins and they're really not? Or vice versa. And so it's just really making me think, this one's taking forever to load. It's just really making me think that it's really hard anymore to just know what we're looking at. For example, here are the mud houses that I talked about in one of my other videos. There's a YouTube channel, and they make all sorts of mud houses for like dogs, cats, animals, like rescue animals that they find. And they're beautiful. I mean, look at this. And who's to say that like next century, if this is still standing, that someone wouldn't come across this and think that there must have been hobbits living during this time, because look at how tiny that little house is. Or, some of them are even castles. Okay, like say if we look at this one, who's to say that someone isn't going to think that this was a castle for hobbits? If they don't know specifically, if there are no records for this, it's just getting to the point where I think that we need to realize that what we do really does have, what we leave behind will have an effect on what people believe about us in the future. And I just, I felt like even this, I mean, imagine what people would think if they found this. So anyway, I just found the whole concept of fake ruins to be really disconcerting, to be quite honest. And it also made me think about when I was watching, I don't know if you've ever seen the show America Unearthed, but it's not on anymore. I just used to watch like reruns and stuff. But one of the episodes, they're talking to, I don't remember if he's a geologist, but he's basically saying that all of the ruins, they were speaking specifically about the Mayan pyramids, but I'm sure that this could go for any ruins. He was saying that what we see is not usually what's found. What they usually find when it comes to like the Mayan pyramids is a pretty unimpressive pile of rocks. And so that makes me think, that a lot of the stuff that they are rebuilding, we go to these places and we think that this is, exactly what was built, that this is what the people built. And we're actually looking on these things as if we're looking at the work of the original people, and that's not what we're looking at. So like right here, if you look, these are Mayan pyramids before they were reconstructed. I mean, who knew? I don't know if you can click on this any further. It's just going to take me to. But yeah, so here we are on Pinterest. Look at all of these. These are all pictures of Mayan pyramids before reconstruction. So what people go to visit now, the way that it looks now, that's not how they were originally found. They were reconstructed by modern day people, and they're made to look how they are now. And that's just something that you're not really told that very often. And so I'm definitely not saying, I'm talking about this in a video about fake ruins. And I'm certainly not saying that these are fake ruins, because obviously they're not. My point is just that we never really do know what we're looking at. And I'm starting to realize that more and more now. So anyway, that's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one over on Instagram, because YouTube always disables my comments. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.